Hi, ArcfieldWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here at midday on Tuesday, February the 25th. I'm going directly today to a posting right now at ArcfieldWeather.com, kind of a general overview of the overall pattern here for the next few weeks, and I think it is one that will be highly variable in terms of temperatures. There will be some additional cold air outbreaks, and at the same time we will have some very impressive warm air surges from the south and west to the north and east. So the bottom line here, with kind of a highly variable temperature pattern, in my opinion, this leads to the likelihood for multiple severe weather outbreaks during the month of March. It's not too unusual to get some severe weather outbreaks. Obviously, during the month of March, we have the increasingly strong sun that kind of fuels the fire here. It adds to the warmth, especially across the southern part of the nation. So we get basically increasingly warm and humid air masses that can flow out of the Gulf region into the central or eastern part of the nation. At the same time, we still have winter-like cold air masses that can drop from the north and west from Canada into the U.S. Now, some seasons, some early spring seasons, late winter seasons, have cold air just overwhelming the pattern. And in those years, your chance for severe weather is certainly diminished with the overwhelming of the pattern by the cold air. I don't think this will be one of those kind of years. I think instead this will be kind of highly variable temperature pattern over the next few weeks we're talking about through much of the month of March, leading to multiple severe weather possibilities here. This is a forecast loop of the 850 millibar temperature anomalies that go all the way from this current time period to the middle part of the month of March. You see very warm over the next couple of days here. Today itself, spring fever alert across much of the nation, but there will be additional cold air outbreaks. Here's one, for example, coming into the northeastern states Sunday and Monday of next week, followed by a surge of warmth, followed by another cold air outbreak that kind of dominates the scene later next week, and that will be followed by another surge of warmth, and there'll be more cold air on the horizon after that. So the bottom line here, again, a topsy-turvy type of temperature pattern here over the next few weeks. That, I think, will set the stage for multiple severe weather outbreaks during the month of March. Now let's just scroll down this posting here. Again, this is right there on the homepage at ArcfieldWeather.com, and here is the forecast map of 2-meter temperature anomalies for this midday. This is what we're looking at right now here, and virtually the entire nation has warmer than normal conditions, a few exceptions, Florida and up here in the interior Pacific Northwest, but a large chunk of the nation has above normal temperatures. And again, kind of a spring fever alert here over the next few days. I'm not looking at severe weather outbreaks this week because for the most part the warm air has overwhelmed the pattern here. It's when you get these clashes between the cold air outbreaks from the north and west and the warm air, warm and humid air to the south and east, that's when you have your possibility of severe weather. This week, warm air generally tends to dominate, especially today. This is the midday forecast map here on Tuesday. Now let's scroll down a little bit farther here, and I want to show the upper level pattern that is quite typical of severe weather. This is from last night's European ensemble run here for later next week. This is about a week from right now, next Tuesday, March 4th. And this is the kind of pattern we will look at it, try to monitor when you see something like this with an upper level trough out across the western half of the nation and a ridge of high pressure out across the eastern part of the nation. The area in between these two systems often is what we call that battle zone or clash zone, with the cold and dry air coming from the north and west into that increasingly warm and more humid air out across the east. So this is the prediction right now from last night's ensemble run of the European for later next week, and we'll see if this ends up producing some severe weather, perhaps in the Mississippi Valley or even the Ohio Valley region. Way too early for the specific details in terms of locations and exact time frame. Just want to kind of highlight the overall pattern that we'll be looking at here, in my opinion, over the next few weeks, and I think it is one that will include multiple severe weather outbreaks. We'll go down the posting a little bit more. This is the following week, takes us out to March 11th, so 2 weeks from today. Similar kind of a pattern with a large upper level low at 500 millibar level out across the western states and a ridge out across the eastern states, and you could have this clash zone right in between here again, the Mississippi Valley, the Ohio Valley, right in between these kind of two 500 millibar systems here, the upper level trough to the west, and that is where the cold dry air is likely to be, and the high pressure ridging to the east, and that is likely to be where the warm humid air mass will be. Now, one final map here. This comes from a European ensemble run, and what we're looking at here, the forecast map for precipitation anomalies in the 2 week period, basically from the middle of March to the end of March. It's more specifically goes from March 11th out to March 25th. Again, the precipitation anomalies. And when you see way above normal precipitation here in terms of rainfall out across the eastern half of the nation, from, let's say, the Mississippi River all the way to the Atlantic seaboard, that is certainly a red flag that at least this particular model is expecting it to be an active weather pattern indeed. Indeed, I agree with that sentiment here. A lot of above normal rainfall out across the western states as well, from, let's say, central California all the way up to the southwestern part of Canada, with drier than normal conditions in between out across the middle part of the nation. But this is telling me it certainly looks like quite an active weather pattern going well into the month of March. And again, that kind of fits with this topsy-turvy temperature pattern that I expect to see over the next few weeks. Again, just wanted to point out the overall weather pattern looks conducive to some multiple severe weather outbreaks during the month of March. That's it for now. For ArcfieldWeather.com, this has been meteorologist Paul Dorian.